leg of the semifinals in the inaugural 2017 Scotiabank Concacaf League. I'm Tyler Terrence. Thanks for joining us, everybody, in what should be a fantastic night of football. It's Santos traveling to take on Árabe Unido in the first leg of this semifinal, the first action of either side of the semifinals in the Scotiabank Concacaf League. There are our pitch conditions for this evening's match. A strong chance of rain. We'll hope to get this one in, and a little bit of wind as well. 81 degrees in Panama City. Should be a beautiful night for football with weather provided. Well, we'll take a look at how these two teams got here. Both teams steamrolled over their competition in the round of 16, with Santos defeating San Juan Jablote of Trinidad and Tobago. And then it was a 5-1 aggregate win for Árabe Unido, 5-1 over Central FC. And then in the quarterfinals, much more difficult tasks for both teams. Santos was able to come away with a 2-0 aggregate victory over Chorrillo, both 1-0 decisions on the road and at home. For Santos, Starling Matarrita and Osvaldo Rodriguez were the goal scorers in both of those matches for Johnny Chavez's side. And then for Árabe Unido in the quarterfinals, they were able to sneak by Aguila 2-1. They actually lost the second leg 1-0 at home, but they were able to get a 2-0 win on the road. Carlos Small providing both goals in the 46th and 83rd minute in the first leg of that matchup. And as you can see, we have a great atmosphere on hand at Estadio Ramel Fernandez. Santos not unfamiliar with Estadio Ramel Fernandez, as they took on Chorrillo right here in this very stadium during the quarterfinals, and they will have an opportunity to knock off a very historic and very talented Panamanian side. This is actually the first time a Panamanian club has reached the semifinal of a Confederation tournament, so a historic night in Panama City for Sergio Guzman's side, the 47-year-old Colombian manager, looking to further that history and potentially reach a final. It is very possible that we could have an all-Panamanian final, as their countrymen Plaza Amador on the other side are taking on Olympia. That match will be tomorrow. So a lot to look forward to as far as the CONCACAF is concerned over the next 24 hours. But first, some business to sort out here in Panama City. A couple of notables missing from both sides. Árabe Unido will be without the services of Roberto Chen, the very stingy defender who has been a Panamanian international mainstay over the past few years. 3 appearances in the 2017 Gold Cup for Panama, but he will be unavailable due to suspension. And then on the other side for Santos and Johnny Chavez's club, one of their most potent attacking players, Starling Matarrita, will also be unavailable due to unclear reasons. So both sides are going to go without 2 of their main pieces, but still plenty of talent for both sides to be able to try and go for the win in this first leg. Or perhaps we could see a draw. Obviously, with the first and second leg format, it is very important for Santos to get off to a good start and possibly bag a goal or 2, which could prove to be vital come second leg time. That game will be 8 days from now, next week on Thursday, back in Costa Rica. We are just moments away from kickoff in the first ever semifinal of the first ever Scotiabank CONCACAF League. And right now, the teams are making their way out onto the pitch. And there you see Árabe Unido in the blue and white uniforms, and they will look like this tonight for their 47-year-old manager, Sergio Guzman. Miguel Lloyd will be the goalkeeper tonight. Rigoberto Nino, Rolando Algandona along the back line. Angel Patrick, Jose Gonzalez, Abdiel Maceo with the captain's band. And up top, a couple of very dangerous players in Carlos Small as well as Josiel Nunez, in addition to Renan Adles and Nelson Barahona. And Sergio Guzman, the manager, in charge. There is a look at our head referee, second to the right, Walter Lopez. He will be in charge of all the important decisions for this evening's match. Here you can see the very strong Panamanian contingency. About an hour away from Cologne is Estadio Ramel Fernandez in Panama City, so not a terrible drive for those fans who wanted to make the midweek trip to perhaps witness history in the semifinal. We'll take a look at how Santos is going to line up in just a few moments. Santos right now struggling in their Costa Rican domestic league. And there you go, another look at the referee, Walter Lopez, as the two captains, Eder Monguillo, as well as Abdiel Macea, shaking hands. Eder Monguillo, part of that very stingy Santos back line, which was able to get a clean sheet in both the first and second leg of the quarterfinals. Árabe Unido, more of the same, very strong defensively. They like to counter, although they are going to try to possess the ball against a very strong Santos team. Sergio Guzman said that although they know the quality which Santos possess, they are still going to play their game and go about how Árabe Unido goes about a football match, which is with pace, which is with aggressive counterattacking as well as spells of possession. And now here's the starting lineup for Johnny Chavez's side. Brian Morales will get the start in goal after getting a rest in the second leg in the quarterfinal. Michael Barquero, Ian Smith, Eder Monguillo, as well as Juan Diego Madrigal will round out the back line. Monguillo wearing the captain's band. Wilmer Azofeifa tied for the league lead in assists in the Concacaf League with 3. Diego Diaz getting the start. He's only gotten 1 appearance in the Concacaf League so far. Eder Solorzano getting a start as well, as along with a number of other Santos players who are more than capable of putting the ball in the back of the net. But as we mentioned before, Starling Matarrita unavailable for Santos, as you can see here. Pablo Arboine, another very good weapon off the bench for Johnny Chavez. Enrico Small has a couple of goals in the Concacaf League as well for Sergio Guzman. Just moments away from kickoff here in Panama City. Thanks for joining us again. I'm Tyler Terrence, and this is the semifinals, the first leg of the semifinals in the inaugural 2017 Scotiabank Concacaf League. As Walter Lopez appears to be ready, breaks out the whistle. Now just seconds away from the start of what should be a scintillating 90 minutes. And we are underway from Estadio Ramel
Ya
Fernandez.
inicia el partido entre el Árabe Unido de Panamá versus Santos de Guápiles de Costa Rica.
Árabe Unido again in the blue uniforms. Santos with the white jerseys as well as shorts and wearing the red socks. Again, Santos already has experience at Estadio Ramel Fernandez. Right off the bat, Kenny Cunningham.
Fuera del lugar del Santos de Guápiles.
But he's going to get called for the handball. And we'll take another look at what was almost an early breakthrough for Kenny Cunningham, but fair play to Walter Lopez. You see the ball popped up and hit him in the hand right at the last second. It initially hit his chest, and if not for that, Cunningham would have been in on goal. He had a teammate running with him. It looked like it was Raymond Salas. Could have been a 2-on-0 with the goalkeeper for Árabe Unido, Miguel Lloyd. And Unido the other way. It's a shot on frame, but Morales is able to get down and make the save. So both teams with a very quick start early on. Very unusual for the first and second leg format. Both teams usually simply try to feel each other out in the first leg.
Falta a favor del Santos de Guápiles.
But early on, you can see both sides wanting to get off to a very quick start. It was a beautiful through ball from Angel Patrick. But Morales was able to get down and make the save. Again, it goes back to Morales. Árabe Unido pressing very high up the field. Santos are trying to deal with it. And it falls to Carlos Small. Very dangerous. Had the 2 goals and the 2-0 victory in the quarterfinals in the first leg over Aguilar. And Santos will try to calm down here at the foot of Ian Smith at the moment. Smith, a very strong defender and part of the Santos back line, which has helped them be so successful in this first ever Concacaf League. The header along, as it was Solorzano who was trying to get a foot on it. Now racing the other way for Árabe Unido is Angel Patrick. It's a good ball in. Juan Madrigal trying to step, but he's unable to win it. Adles. He has a goal to his name in the Concacaf League as well. Árabe Unido off to a very, very hot start in the Apertura Panamanian League. They are 5-4-0, 5 wins, 4 draws, and no losses in their first 9 games. They've only given up 1 goal or fewer in those first 9 matches. So this is a team that has been very organized defensively as of late. Same goes for Santos, but not necessarily in their own domestic league, as they have struggled as of late. They haven't picked up 3 points in about a month's time in the Costa Rican domestic league. But they have had plenty of success in the Concacaf League and hoping that they'll be able to punch their ticket to the final. Second leg will be next week on Thursday. Some work to do obviously on the road here in Panama City. Great ball through by Raymond Salas. The cross trying to come in. It's denied by Angel Patrick, but it will be the first corner of the evening, and it will be for Santos. Angel Patrick already very busy out on that right flank. He is the fullback on the right side for Sergio Guzman. Played that key pass early on that set up the early Unido chance. And now his number called for defensive work on the other side. Solorzano whipping the ball in. It's a great ball, but it's well defended by Unido, and trying to follow it up is Jose Garro. But Miguel Lloyd did well to pick it up, and now Unido looking to run the other way. Barahona has it poked out of bounds. Actually, last touch off of Unido. And it will be a Santos throw-in. Santos with a very convincing defensive performance over Chorrillo, as there's a foul on the far side, and the ball will find its way back to the far side of the pitch at Estadio Romel Fernandez here in Panama City. Santos with 2 1-0 decisions, both on the road and at home, against another Panamanian side, Chorrillo. And Chorrillo actually dominated possession in the first leg. Santos really had limited chances. Osvaldo Rodriguez was able to find a breakthrough in the 41st minute on a shot that took a deflection from about 18 yards out. So very fortunate for Santos to come away with a 1-0 victory on the road against Chorrillo. But then at home, they were much more solid in possession. There was a great crowd on hand, and they were able to come away with another 1-0 victory. Starling Matarrita put away the decisive goal very early on in the first half. And Santos never looked back, put in a very, very clean defensive performance. Were able to get 2 clean sheets along the way in the quarterfinals, and now find themselves in the semis here. Back at Estadio Romel Fernandez, all the way back from Morales. He has to put in a sliding challenge just to get rid of the ball. And Santos have looked a bit shaky early on, trying to possess out of the back. Árabe Unido not letting them feel comfortable on the road, and looking to pick their spots defensively to try to turn them over in a defensive area. Solorzano in a good fight, but Unido able to come away with the ball. Algandona sending it long. Garro was able to step. Solorzano in front of the feet of Raymond Salas. Solorzano again. Unido come away with it, and very frustrated is Carlos Small, begging his team to try to possess the ball. Now here's Kenny Cunningham. He was looking to slide it through, but another good defensive play from Angel Patrick, who's been very busy in the opening 6.5 minutes. Long ball sent ahead. Carlos Small trying to get on the end of it. Look at Brian Morales all the way off of his line. A little bit of miscommunication between Morales and his back line, which you'll rarely see from Johnny Chavez's team. There's a look at Sergio Guzman, Colombian manager for the Panamanian side, Árabe Unido. His team has looked mighty impressive both in the Concacaf League and in the Panamanian League. And they're playing some spectacular football. The same cannot be said for Johnny Chavez and his side, however. Struggling in the domestic league and scraped by both 1-0 against Chorrillo in the first and second leg. Here's Wilmer Azofeifa, 3 assists in the Concacaf League. Makes a defender fall. It's a great ball through for Ian Smith, who's got plenty of pace on the outside, but his touch a bit too heavy, and it goes out of bounds. Very energetic and frantic start to this one here in Panama City. Both teams with very early chances in the first few minutes. And both sides really trying to find a rhythm and see what works for them. Both teams very strong defensively. So don't be surprised if this match only ends in about 1 or 2 goals, if any. But obviously lots of time to wait and find out. Good step forward from the Santos back line. Here's Solorzano, his touch. Out of the reach of one of his comrades, and now Unido with some neat footwork to keep possession here. Jose Gonzalez going out wide for Patrick. Trying to hang on to the ball was Barahona, but he's dispossessed, and Santos looking to play the counter-attack game. Solorzano finding Azofeifa. Sliding challenge from Gonzalez, unable to hinder Diego Diaz, but another great defensive play from Angel Patrick out wide, able to stifle the attack on the left side for Santos. Nunez. Algondona. Rigoberto Nino. Long ball sent ahead, a little bit awkward for the Santos back line, but good communication as they were able to alert Juan Madrigal that there was nobody in the vicinity, and he's able to keep possession. Diaz has his pass intercepted. Little touch along for Ramon Salas. Still Salas. He's going to have a go from distance. It's blocked right in front. Now back out for Solorzano. Going out wide for Smith. Smith, the return pass. It takes a mean deflection. And fortunate for Árabe Unido that it fell right to one of their defenders. And now they're looking to operate the other way. Long ball sent ahead by Barahona. Giving chase is small off his line is Morales. And not taking any chances is Jose Garro. And he is furious with Morales, the two of them going at it, as there has been plenty of miscommunication between those two early on. It'll be a corner for Árabe Unido, their first of the evening. Take another look. It's a teasing ball from Barahona. Just trying to send in the ever-dangerous Carlos Small. And Morales and Garro clearly not on the same page early on. They'd better find the same page or they could go down early 1-0 to a very dangerous Unido side. On the corner is Angel Patrick. With him is Nelson Barahona. It'll go short to Barahona. Little design set piece from Sergio Guzman's side. Barahona finding Gonzalez at the top of the box. The shot hits Kenny Cunningham right in the midsection. The second effort is just over the bar. As Unido were claiming that it took a deflection, but Brian Morales did not get a piece of it. And it will be a goal kick, and now the referee, Walter Lopez, will check on Kenny Cunningham. Here's the initial effort from Jose Gonzalez, which hit Kenny Cunningham right in the stomach there, most likely just knocking the wind out of him. And then the second effort just fizzing over the bar from Gonzalez, but a nicely designed corner kick from Árabe Unido. And Kenny Cunningham, an absolute warrior for this Costa Rican side, on his feet and will most likely continue. He has been outstanding for Santos, providing assists as well as goals in the Concacaf League. Provided the assist on the Starling Matarrita goal, which sealed the deal in the second leg in the quarterfinals. Cunningham helping along, as Ramon Salas is giving chase. Again, live here at Estadio Ramel Fernandez in Panama City, Panama. Tyler Terrence, glad to have you here with us on a beautiful Wednesday evening in the heart of Panama. Just about an hour away from Árabe Unido's home in Colón, Panama. So a more than doable drive for the many fans who have come out to witness the first ever Panamanian team to compete in a Confederation semifinal. Foul will go against Unido. And it will be a free kick for Santos. Wilmer Azofeifa on top of it. Capable of pinpoint delivery. This is another great ball. It falls to Cunningham, sending in Madrigal, but the offside flag is up on the near side. And another half opportunity by Santos, blown dead by the referee, Walter Lopez. Take another look here as Kenny Cunningham clearly offside. Good call from the assistant referee. Cunningham just a bit unaware of his surroundings. Miguel Lloyd sends this away. 34-year-old goalkeeper out of the Dominican Republic. Barahona trying to send it in. He is denied by Juan Madrigal, but that denial will result in another corner for Unido, their second of the match. Box-to-box action here in Panama City. Árabe Unido looking to convert on their second corner kick of the evening. It's Angel Patrick and Barahona again, just trying to draw out a couple of Santos defenders. This time it'll come directly in. It's a great ball, headed away by Garo. Unido are trying to settle it. Here is Angel Patrick. Cut out by the Santos defense, and then a long ball sent ahead for Ramon Salas, but it's way out of his reach. And Unido will maintain possession. Patrick along the sideline. Here's Jose Gonzalez, 26-year-old, actually born in Colón. 28 goals in his career with Árabe Unido. Solorzano finding the outside back, Ian Smith. Diego Diaz getting the start today for Johnny Chavez. His first start of the Concacaf League as this ball is being hunted down by Carlos Small. Collision avoided on the far side as Barquero met him. And good work from the very physical, very strong, but yet very technical striker, Carlos Small. Scored both goals in the first leg of the quarterfinals a couple weeks ago. His counterpart Enrico Small, available off the bench tonight for Sergio Guzman. Rigoberto Nino able to keep it in play, but Patrick stumbling as he was trying to let the ball do some of the work. Now here's Wilmer Azofeifa. It's a decent ball forward, but cut out. However, the clearance was by no means decisive from the outside back, and it will be a foul against Árabe Unido, and this in a very precarious area. We'll take another look. Solorzano just being brought down by Jose Gonzalez. A little bit of an unnecessary foul there from the number 10, as he did have support coming over, and now surrendering a very dangerous free kick to a team who is more than well rehearsed on set pieces. And now in there, Monguillo, as well as Diego Diaz, having a conversation as to exactly what they want to do with this set piece. A little bit too far out for Diaz to have a go. Most likely just going to try to clip it in and let one of his teammates run onto it. He does chip it in, but it's way too close to Miguel Lloyd, and that's easy work. Unido looking to keep the tempo at a high level. Great work over on this near side. Here's Carlos Small. Finding Nunez. Masaya. Coming out wide for Angel Patrick. than 16.5 minutes played here in this first leg of the 2017 Scotiabank Concacaf League semifinal. Just one clear-cut opportunity in the first couple minutes for Árabe Unido. And other than that, it's been half chances all the way. Good work on the outside, however, the delivery way over the head of Carlos Small, as well as Barahona. And it'll be a goal kick for Santos as that man Johnny Chavez looks on. Very experienced manager for the Costa Rican side. And his counterpart, Sergio Guzman. Azofeifa, such a talented central midfielder for Santos. 3 assists in the CONCACAF League, tied for the league lead at the moment. He's orchestrated a number of Santos goals in this tournament so far. Diaz, early ball into Cunningham. It's a good ball, but again, a little bit too close to Miguel Lloyd. You can already see what Santos are trying to do early on. They're sensing that Unido is playing a little bit of a high line, just trying to find that space in behind the back line, but in front of Miguel Lloyd. Up until this point, it's just been fine in the hands of Miguel Lloyd. Small on the outside. Cleared away by Jose Garro. Flick on header is well done from Ramon Salas, but Unido able to claim possession. Angel Patrick. Nice little 1-2. Patrick going for goal from distance. Definitely hit her right on the button, but just could not find the frame. Ian Smith with a bit of a poor touch. Looked like it hit the hand of Jose Gonzalez. Either way, it works out in Santos's favor. Diaz coming back for Azofeifa. Out wide for Barquero. Ramon Salas able to elude the sliding challenge from Nino, but still dispossessed in the end by Angel Patrick. Carlos Small trying to skip away from Monguillo, who's tasked with trying to disrupt the big, strong striker rhythm. Cunningham trying to help it along. Acrobatic play to get back on his feet. Diaz clipping it through. Good work for number 23, but stifled at the end is Ramon Salas. And Unido come away with it once more. Barahona has his pass cut out. Able to reclaim it and then give away possession once more. And you can see the animated Johnny Chavez on the touchline, barking at his players to maybe settle down and work a little bit more possession, and it has been a frantic start for the Costa Rican side. Defeated Chorrillo 1-0 the last time they were here at Estadio Ramel Fernandez. And this is where the Panamanian leg of the second semifinal will take place as well. Unido starting to find a bit more of the ball here around the 21st minute. Jose Gonzalez. Barahona trying to touch it forward. It's easy work for the Santos back line. Cunningham. Azofeifa with Nunez nipping at his heels and surrenders possession, and Unido able to claim it once more as Santos struggle to find a rhythm here. They have looked dangerous at times on the counter. That's probably where most of their offensive production is going to come from tonight on the road. As well as having struggled to find a consistent rhythm of football over the past few weeks. Having gotten 3 points since a win over Perez Zeledon a number of weeks ago. Good defensive work from Santos in the middle of the park. Azofeifa. Solorzano. Santos very patient here. Looking for a seam to play through. But standing strong is the Unido back line. And with good work on the outside is Adles. And Unido able to win possession back. As Sergio Guzman continues to bark instructions from the touchline. Stepping in and winning it is Wilmer Azofeifa. Dangerous territory here for Unido. They're a bit exposed at the back. Solorzano. Wide for Ian Smith. Unido looked very organized defensively. Not much room to play once Santos do possess the ball in the attacking third. However, there will be a foul against Unido. Adles not exactly happy with the call, but this is a good opportunity for Santos to whip the ball in and find some of their bigger bodies, namely Eder Monguillo as well as Juan Madrigal, as we'll take another look. And Renan Adles just a bit overzealous in his efforts to win the ball back. And it's Azofeifa on top of the free kick. Madrigal, Monguillo, Cunningham, Salas amongst those forward. It's a good ball in from Azofeifa, but coming off his line and doing well again is Miguel Lloyd, who's looked very confident coming off of his goal line and claiming delivery from the outside. Carlos Small able to get a touch off of Michael Barquero. Walter Lopez will push the ball back. Jose Gonzalez. Wide for Daniel Ortiz. Barahona. Going for the early delivery. It's a bit awkward for the Santos defender. It comes out to Jose Gonzalez. Nice one-touch football here from the Panamanian side. Early delivery from Patrick, cut out very nicely by a sliding Diego Diaz. Great work between Salas and Cunningham. The return for Salas just out of his reach. And it's Unido once more. 20 minutes remaining in the first half. Still 0-0 between this Costa Rican and Panamanian side here in Estadio Ramel Fernandez. Ortiz gets the defender in the air, sends in the cross. Actually hits off the corner flag. Unido claiming for a corner kick. Santos claiming for a throw-in, and it will be the latter. Juan Madrigal, the 30-year-old defender, originally from Costa Rica in his 4th season. Spent some time with Saprissa, 2013-2014 season. And it is going to be offside on Ortiz, as it's an elementary mistake from Árabe Unido. And Brian Morales just going to take the air out of the ball, if you will, slow things up for Santos, who have been frantic essentially since the opening whistle. And take another look here, and Ortiz just simply offside after the throw-in was taken. Madrigal. Zagaro. A neat little touch on from Diego Diaz, but it trickles all the way back to Algandona. Jose Gonzalez did extremely well to keep it for Unido, and they'll be able to come out the other end. This is the way Sergio Guzman has been wanting to play, possession-based football with obviously some counter-attacking mixed in when Santos have their fair share of the ball, and was not intimidated by the amount of talent and quality that this Santos team possess. muscled off the ball is Jaziel Nunez. He's looking for a foul from the assistant referee, who's clearly not interested and will play on. Barquero getting forward from the outside back position. And he's able to win a throw-in for the Costa Rican side. So perhaps adrenaline getting the better of the two sides early on. They've seemingly slowed down since. The team's still looking for that breakthrough in the semifinal. Diaz wanted to have a go, but his touch was too far out in front of him. Now Carlos Small looking to operate on the other end, but the ball hit the back of his heel. And now Santos looking to counter themselves. Cunningham trying to bring it down. Good defensive work from Algendona. And another good step from Azofeifa, but it is a foul. And Unido will come out the other way. Wow, what a great opportunity for a player like Carlos Small to be in on a breakaway, but the pass was just behind him enough to where it hit his heel and stopped him dead in his tracks. Put forward for Nunez. Over the top for Small, but dealt with nicely by Jose Garro. Rather, that was Juan Madrigal on the scene. And Small denying the clearance, and it will be a goal kick for Brian Morales. Árabe Unido looking dangerous the last two trips down the field. Certainly will need to take care of business at home, as Santos are extremely tough to handle when they're on their home soil in Costa Rica. Dismantled San Juan Jabloteo Trinidad and Tobago 6-2 at home in the round of 16. And then shut out Chorrillo, team that Árabe Unido is all too familiar with. 1-0 in Costa Rica in the second leg of the quarterfinals. There were 4 Panamanian sides in the quarterfinals. Only remain 2. Plaza Amador and Árabe Unido. Ian Smith drawing the foul there. Sliding challenge from Jose Gonzalez. That's his second offense, and you have to imagine that the next one is going to be a booking for Sergio Guzman's number 10. Another good free kick opportunity for Santos here. Diego Diaz, the 28-year-old in his second season with Santos, on top of it. Looking for more quality service. Walter Lopez will blow it dead before we can move any further. Tending to some extracurricular activity right on the edge of the box. Try this one more time. Diaz. Decent ball in, helped along by Madrigal, but again it is offside on Santos, and it's been a couple of times now that Santos have had something cooking and just aren't aware of where they are on the field. And the assistant referee has had no choice but to put his flag up and stop the play. We'll take another look, and again Santos clearly offside. And all it is a peek over the shoulder to just check where the last defender is. And Santos will have a good opportunity either from the run of play or simply from the free kick that initially began the play to try to put something on frame. Surely a topic of conversation for Johnny Chavez come the halftime whistle. Should be here in about 15 minutes plus stoppage time. Jose Gonzalez looking for the big ball over the top. Good defensive header from Michael Barquero, who's been very solid for Johnny Chavez along that back line. Gonzalez again, finding the captain Masaya. On for Nino. Barahona just trying to spray it over the top for Nunez. And Nunez with some bullish work to keep it in play, and now Morales off of his line. That's what you want to see if you're Sergio Guzman at home. Tons of hustle from your attacking front, trying to turn nothing into something. And those plays will pay off at the end of the day, if they continue that way, for this Panamanian side looking to make history and put on a good performance at home here, although an hour away from their actual home in Colón, Panama. Here tonight at the Estadio Ramel Fernandez in Panama City. Diaz trying to slide his way through it, falls to Azofeifa. Nice little touch out of trouble from Solorzano. Monguillo. Two goals in the opening game of the Costa Rican Domestic League against Perez Zeledon, both from set pieces. Also had a goal in that 6-2 thrashing against San Juan Jablota of Trinidad and Tobago in the first leg of the round of 16. That ball goes all the way back to Miguel Lloyd. After a lightning quick start, what we certainly thought was going to result in a goal in the first 10 minutes has essentially slowed down to a crawl here in the 33rd minute, approaching the 34th. Monguillo sending it the other way, but it goes out of bounds, and another throw in for Unido. Unido trying to operate quickly. Last touch off of Santos, and now a very dangerous throw in for the home side. Now Patrick moving forward. Jose Gonzalez. Daniel Ortiz in plenty of space at the bottom of your screen, but Gonzalez chooses to go himself. Headed away by Madrigal. Touch forward. Nunez trying the clever back heel, but doesn't work this time. Cunningham with a big touch into space. And how about that challenge from Daniel Ortiz, getting down, but it apparently hit his arm. Much to the displeasure of the crowd here at Estadio Ramel Fernandez. See if we can take another look. Looked like it was probably the right call from Walter Lopez. But we'll play on. Monguillo. Salas touches it through for Barquero. Numbers in the box for Santos. Good ball in. Cunningham waiting for it, and Ortiz taking the safe way out. Didn't want to take any chances. And it will be a corner for Santos. But how about that ball in from Michael Barquero? Miguel Lloyd very thankful that that didn't find the head of Kenny Cunningham. But it left some work to do trying to deal with this set piece. Second corner of the night for Santos. Azofeifa on top of it. It's an outswinger. Oh, it's a good ball in. And the header just mistimed. Looked like it was Eder Monguillo. Take one more look. An outswinging ball from Azofeifa on this right side. And the header nearly met. And it was Monguillo, the captain, who's very dangerous on set pieces. Score still remains 0-0 between this Costa Rican Panamanian side. And it looks like we're already going to have an early substitution to come on before the halftime whistle. Looks like it's Leslie Heraldez who's going to come on as a very early unorthodox substitute. Possibly an injury for Sergio Guzman's side. We'll have to wait for the official word as Santos are able to thwart that Unido attack. But unable to hang on to it is Kenny Cunningham. And now Heraldez is going to make his way onto the field. Let's see who it's for. It is going to be for Nelson Barahona, the 29-year-old. Also born in Colón. And it'll be Heraldez to replace him. So not exactly a dream night for Barahona, as he will strut off the field. And on comes Heraldez here in the 37th minute. Barahona with a very, very early night here in Panama City. And 1 out of 3 substitutions already used by Sergio Guzman. And we haven't even reached the halftime whistle. Masaya. Encouraging Nino forward. Gonzalez, great ball forward, encouraging Ortiz. Ortiz meets it as well as Morales, and it's going to be a penalty. Morales came off of his line like a bull, absolutely clobbering Daniel Ortiz, who is still down, maybe trying to sell it, but he already got the call, and it is going to be a booking for Brian Morales to boot, and an early opportunity for Árabe Unido to take a one-goal lead here right before the halftime whistle. Medical attention being waved on here, but how about this ball from Jose Gonzalez right over the top of the outside of the foot? And Morales completely impeding Daniel Ortiz on his way to the ball. Santos will argue that it was a 50-50, but Morales gave Daniel Ortiz no opportunity to play the ball. And a great chance here for the home side, Árabe Unido, to take a one-goal lead. Ortiz still down on the ground, but he'll be happy to know at the very least that he earned his team a penalty. Hopefully the magic spray will have some sort of positive effect on him as he's able to slowly but surely find his way to his feet. But quite the turn of events here in Panama City. And what looked like was going to be a 0-0 first half. Jose Gonzalez with a moment of brilliance, able to essentially create his own seam via the way of a spectacular ball. And now it is going to be a penalty to Árabe Unido. Looking to give Estadio Ramel Fernandez something to cheer about here in what's eventually going to be the 40th minute by the time this kick is taken. Big moment here in the semifinals as it's Carlos Small to step up. And it's saved by Morales. Oh, what a save from the keeper out of Costa Rica. Brian Morales, the 24-year-old, denying Carlos Small, who cannot believe it. Absolutely stunning the crowd here at Estadio Ramel Fernandez. Carlos Small, who's about as sure as anybody in the Concacaf League from the penalty spot, denied by Morales. Here's the corner kick, headed away by Manguillo, and danger averted for Santos. Only in the 41st minute and plenty twist to the tail already. Small decided to go right down the middle, and Morales was a little bit late moving over and was just able to get enough on it. That is a fantastic save, folks. Enough cannot be said by Brian Morales, who had strong enough fists to be able to get that over the top of the bar, even while he was diving the other way. Superb goalkeeping from Brian Morales. Still time left for Árabe Unido. Carlos Small trying to get on the end of it as he runs into Brian Morales, most likely out of frustration than anything. And now Walter Lopez going to stop play here as Eder Manguillo, as well as a number of other Santos defenders, asking for medical staff to tend to Brian Morales, as Carlos Small still trying to find his feet as well. Johnny Chavez perhaps making an argument to the fourth official that that should be a card for Carlos Small, who came in more than a bit late. Small with his face in his shirt, either shaking off the injury or perhaps the fact of the missed penalty. Take another look at it. Very, very tardy challenge from Carlos Small. Small will receive a bit of a magic spray as well. And how about the momentum shift for Santos after the save penalty by Brian Morales? Take one more look at it. And Morales was guessing to his right, saw the ball coming down the middle right at the last second, was able to stretch a paw out. That's certainly going to get a team fired up, especially on the road in a Concacaf League semifinal. Walter Lopez having a conversation with Morales, maybe explaining why it wasn't a booking or it wasn't anything more serious for Carlos Small, who is certainly going to want to forget the last few minutes and all this stoppage with the penalty kick, as well as the brief injury to both Morales and Small will certainly add on some stoppage time in the first half. As Morales just gets his mitts back on, and we will resume play. Still 0-0 after the Carlos Small denied penalty. Surely some more drama to be had before the night is over. As Ofefa, not the cleanest first touch, but able to spin away from Masei at the last second. Good pressure there from Renan Adles. We're now into the 44th minute of play. The Morales penalty save coming right around the 41st minute. Gonzalez trying to help it along, but nobody there. And then Jose Garro unable to find the feet of Ian Smith. And it's a throw in for Unido. Nunez trying to get on the end of it. Fighting for possessions, Carlos Small, but how about the work from Adair Munguio? Although he's dispossessed, and now Árabe Unido looking to counter the other way. Munguio scrambling to get back in a defensive position. Adles. The substitute Heraldes. Good defensive work from Cunningham. Last touch off of number 7. And it will be a throw-in for the home side. 45th minute of play as Walter Lopez will bring that throw-in back a few yards. Árabe Unido might want that penalty back. Obviously, it's too early to tell whether that is going to be the opportunity that haunts them. You have to imagine in a semi-final, in a first and second leg format, every goal is going to count. And that one might be the difference between a final appearance or not. And we are going to have 2 minutes of stoppage time added on to the allotted 45. Michael Barquero offering his sincerest apologies, as he was a bit late coming into the challenge on Rolando Algandona. Barquero has had a superb match up until this point. Unido still looking for that breakthrough. There might be a couple more opportunities left in this first half for them. Heraldes directing traffic. Keep it short with Maseo. Nino. Asking for an option, but Santos clearly just packing it in and just waiting for the halftime whistle. They've already done their job in the first half. Kept a clean sheet on the road. Saved penalty. Haven't looked all that dynamic on the offensive end. They are missing Starling Matarrita, one of their leading goal scorers, as well as playmakers. But certainly no excuse for a team that is absolutely loaded with plenty of talent. So Lozano trying to get through Heraldes. He takes a foul and goes down in a heap. Walter Lopez will have a brief conversation with the offender. And Was Geraldez just coming in a bit late there as well, as this game has grown increasingly chippy, especially after the missed penalty kick by Carlos Small. As Ofefa clips it in. Ortiz is there first. And that is going to do it for the first half. Wasn't all that much to talk about until Carlos Small stepped up to the 12-yard marker and was denied by Brian Morales right before halftime, as the score remains 0-0 between this Panamanian and Costa Rican side in the 2017 Scotiabank Concacaf League semifinals, the first leg of these semifinals. As we will be back in just a few moments with highlights from the first half and, of course, second half kickoff. Stay with us.
Damas y caballeros, ha finalizado el primer tiempo con un marcador del Deportivo Árabe Unido 0, Santos de Guápiles 0. En Scotiabank, el banco canadiense más internacional, somos aficionados de los aficionados. Scotiabank, orgulloso patrocinador de la Liga Concacaf Scotiabank. Para las últimas noticias, estadísticas del partido y lo más destacado del torneo, visite nuestra página web concacafleague.com. Sigue toda la acción del torneo a través de la cuenta oficial de Concacaf en Twitter, @Concacaf. Y en nuestra página en Facebook, búscanos con @Concacaf. En Scotiabank, el banco canadiense más internacional, somos aficionados de los aficionados. Scotiabank, orgulloso patrocinador de la Liga Concacaf Scotiabank.
Back here in Panama City, Panama for the semifinals, the first leg of the semifinals in the Scotiabank Concacaf League. And we'll take a look at some of the best moments from the first 45 minutes here at Estadio Ramel Fernandez. And right off the bat, Carlos Small almost got things going. Take another look. A superb through ball from Angel Patrick, but then cutting off the angle and doing well was Brian Morales, as Carlos Small was unable to get his best foot forward. And then Jose Gonzalez with a couple of opportunities. One of them actually hit Kenny Cunningham right in the midsection, just knocking the wind out of him momentarily. But Cunningham, as I'm sure all of you know, an absolute warrior on the pitch, and will take a lot more than that to keep him off the field. A few minutes later, there was a couple of opportunities on both ends. And this was a moment that would change everything, or perhaps not. A penalty given to Árabe Unido, and then Carlos Small denied by Brian Morales. Take a look again. Morales diving the other way, Small choosing the middle, and then Morales able to get a mitten on it at the last second. And that would really do it for the first 45 minutes, as it was an electric first half here in Panama, as both teams want a spot in the final come the time in a few weeks. And here are the stats from the first 45 minutes. Árabe Unido, no surprise there, with a little bit more possession at home. 3 shots, one of them on frame. And on the other side for Santos, they really haven't been able to get much going, missing Starling Matarrita, as well as a couple of other players who are getting some rest, but I'm sure they will look much more dangerous in the second half, which is coming up. Stay with us. Welcome back to Estadio Ramel Fernandez here in Panama City for the start of the second half of this first leg of the 2017 Scotiabank Concacaf League semi-final, as the fans here at Árabe Unido almost saw a goal in the first half, as Carlos Small had an opportunity for the initial breakthrough at the 41st minute and was unable to get it past an outstretched arm, or rather outstretched fingertip, of Brian Morales, who did superbly just to get a fingertip on as he was diving the other way. And it looks like Walter Lopez is ready. We hope you are as well. It should be a good 45 minutes here in the second half. Still 0-0 between Santos and Árabe Unido. Again, I'm Tyler Terrence. Glad to have you with us here on this Wednesday night and to possibly witness history in which either team could score the first goal in the first ever Scotiabank Concacaf League semifinal. The other semifinal to be played tomorrow night. Good early movement from Diaz, trying to square it across as Unido look a little bit out of sorts defensively. Surrendering possession. Barquero whipping it back in, knotted away by Jose Gonzalez. As Unido were looking to operate in transition, but good work from Santos defensively, and they're able to keep possession. They really looked a little out of place in the first half offensively. They weren't really able to get anything started. Right off the bat, literally in the first minute, Kenny Cunningham had a very good opportunity after a Unido mistake at the back to try to get in on goal, as well as Raymond Salas, as those two almost had a 2-on-0 opportunity with the goalkeeper Miguel Lloyd, but the ball popped up on Kenny Cunningham's hand right at the last second, and the play was blown dead. And other than that, there really haven't been many opportunities for this Johnny Chavez side. And then on the other side for Árabe Unido, who had 55% possession in the first half, certainly not overwhelming by any means at home, but they dominated in terms of chances created, but were unable to convert the biggest chance of all, which was the penalty kick in the 41st minute. Again, Morales with a spectacular save to deny Carlos Small, who's trying to latch on the end of this long ball, is able to get there, looking for their early delivery, takes a deflection, and Morales able to hang on to it. Being told by his teammates to slow things down, but he sees Juan Madrigal open at the edge of the box, and that's who he will choose to try to get things started the other way. Good pressure from Heraldez. Numbers the other way. Gonzalez trying to send it forward for Small, but just the wrong touch. The clearance from Barquero absolutely scuffed, and it's back out for Gonzalez. Touch around the defender. There's a rip from long range, and it's just wide. Morales absolutely furious with his defense, trying to send it the other way. It was Jose Gonzalez, actually, who almost had the last say. Great opportunity there for Árabe Unido, as they were just whiskers away from taking the lead here. Check that one more time. Jaciel Nunez was the one who was trying to put the ball on target. Cunningham helping it along and earning a foul in the process. There was one substitution that came before the halftime whistle. For those of you just tuning in, Heraldez came in at around the 40-minute mark, replacing Barahona. But that was the only change that was made. No changes made at halftime. Pensive Johnny Chavez for Santos. Sure had a lot of things to say to his team at the half, who were disorganized offensively, looked porous at times defensively, but were still able to hang on and keep it 0-0 thanks to a great save from Brian Morales on the Carlos Small penalty. Here is Small in action yet again, through the legs of Barquero. Still Small trying to whip it in, deflects up Barquero once more. Nunez coming back to get it, but it is going to be offside, as Adles came back into play from an offside position, and Santos will push things up. Another look there, as you can see Nunez just caught behind the defense. He would have been offside regardless of the Carlos Small delivery. So both teams have not exactly been quite sure where they are on the pitch in relation to the other team's back line. Number of offsides already called early on. Cunningham trying to help it along again. Salas challenging the header this time. Cunningham once more trying to find the feet of Azofeifa, but cleared away by Angel Patrick. Barquero. Trying to send it along the sideline. Raymond Salas applauds the idea, but not necessarily the execution, and not happy with the execution is a rather displeased Johnny Chavez. Salas trying to win back possession, cleared away by Rigoberto Niño. Cushioned nicely by Jose Gonzalez for Nunez. Racing along the sideline is Daniel Ortiz. Gonzalez. Masaya, the captain. Long for Patrick. Trying to squeeze his way through, able to somehow get the ball between two defenders. Adles fending off Azofeifa. Referee says play on. And Adles is the one who's going to get called for the foul, as he came in a bit wild and is going to see mustard here in the 51st minute, as Eder Solorzano went down in a heap after the second challenge from Renan Adles. And you take another look here as him and Diaz were fighting for the ball. Certainly a 50-50. It was fair play from the referee the first time around. And then just a wild swinging leg or two from Renan Adles, and that's good enough for a yellow card. So now Morales and Adles from either Santos and Unido on a yellow card. Carlos Small trying to get on the end of it. Sliding challenge from Solorzano. Unido asking for a yellow card. Are they going to get one? Seems like the answer is no for now. Good set piece opportunity here for Árabe Unido. Looks like Renan Adles on top of it. The big bodies forward for the Panamanian home side. Amongst them, Carlos Small, who's already missed a penalty on the night. It's a good ball in. Trying to help it along was Nunez, but Morales able to corral it. All it took was a touch from Nunez, and he might have been able to catch Morales off guard. Sliding challenge from Ortiz, somehow able to keep it in play in one motion. And last touch is going to be off of Unido. And the throw in for Santos, as we are now into the 53rd minute of play, still 0-0 between these two storied clubs. Garo. Unido more than willing to surrender possession to Santos in that position. Cunningham again wins another header. Ball comes along. Barquero wants it on that strong left foot. Goes back to Diaz. Diaz lining up a shot. And that shot is going to go out for a throw-in. Not exactly the best look from Diego Diaz, and that is most certainly the case when your shot goes out for a throw-in. And it'll be Daniel Ortiz to take that throw-in. Cunningham dispossessed. Araldez has been lively off the bench, trying to slot it through. Carlos Small lets it run through. Still Small. 1v1 with Munguillo. Small trying to get to the outside, but that is perfect 1v1 defending from Eder Munguillo, the captain for Johnny Chavez. And that's what Munguillo brings to the table. Although Small probably has a step or two on him as far as pace is concerned, Munguillo's defensive positioning and his starting position was more than enough to try to dispossess the ever-clever Carlos Small, as Sergio Guzman having a word or two with head referee Walter Lopez. Lopez trying to calm down Guzman and offer his explanation as to what happened. Colombian manager has certainly been animated on the sideline. Take another look at exactly what he was displeased about As Masaya. Maybe Guzman has a point there, as there didn't seem to be a ton of contact, but either way, we'll take Walter Lopez's word for it, and we'll play on. Cunningham able to disrupt another defensive header. Patrick trying to get rid of it. Cunningham taken down right outside of the box, and that is most certainly going to be a card for Patrick, who made an absolute mess of that. He was a little bit late in clearing it. Cunningham was able to get a deflection on it, and if not for the foul, which was most certainly a professional one from Angel Patrick, Cunningham would have been in on goal instead of very dangerous set-piece opportunity for Santos. No choice but for Walter Lopez to break out the mustard once more here in the 56th minute. And is going to be another substitution. This time it's going to be by Chani Chavez. And it's going to be Cristian Lagos coming on here in the 56th minute. And could perhaps his first touch of the match be a goal with this very dangerous set-piece opportunity coming up. Miguel Lloyd organizing things defensively for the home side. And it's Raymond Salas who was replaced by Cristian Lagos. Diego Diaz on top of the free kick. Wouldn't be completely crazy for him to try to put it on frame, with Lloyd most likely expecting a delivery rather than a shot. Although it certainly is tight quarters and a tight angle at that. What does Diaz have in store? Looks like he ended up trying to go for goal. It's blocked by Angel Patrick, who atones for his sins of committing the foul. And for the moment, crisis averted by Árabe Unido. So Miguel Lloyd can take a deep breath for the moment. Still with some work to do, though. Still plenty of numbers forward for Santos. Barquero trying to go through the legs of Masaya. Azafeifa trying to hold off the defender. Got wrapped up in an armbar. No call from Walter Lopez. Diaz comes away with it. Now Barquero again. Barquero. Referee says play on. Adles. Referee certainly letting them play on here, as now Walter Lopez going to point the opposite direction, as it appears to be a throw-in for Árabe Unido. Lots of contact to start the second half. Physical tone was set right around the 30-minute mark, as there were a couple of tough challenges, and then it really became a physical match after Brian Morales committed the penalty to Carlos Small and then was able to make up for it by making the save. It's actually Daniel Ortiz who Brian Morales took down. Small stepped up for the penalty but was denied. As we go back and forth here in the middle third of the park. 0-0 would certainly be a good result for Santos heading back home, and for Árabe Unido, they're most certainly going to want to break through in some sort of lead heading into the second leg back in Costa Rica, which will take place next Thursday. Barquero and Santos slowly but surely inching their way up the field, closer and closer to Miguel Lloyd. Cristian Lagos offering a big target to help it along. Cunningham trying to get there, sends it across as Lloyd was sprawled off of his line, and then Ortiz clearing it, but only as far as Ian Smith. And it will be a handball on the outside back. But a very good opportunity there for Santos just a few moments ago, as Cunningham was unable to put it on frame, with Miguel Lloyd charging off of his line. Another look as the ball just skips up on Ian Smith. Angel Patrick around Michael Barquero. Still Patrick. Barquero has to poke it out of bounds. And it will be a corner for Árabe Unido, who are pinned down in their own end, but do well to come out and have earned themselves a corner. Work to do for Brian Morales on the other end. Adles on top of the corner. Adles with the outswinger. Cunningham gets there first, but it's Carlos Small tracks down the second ball. Carlos Small towards the top of the box. Nunez laying it off for Gonzalez. Not much room to work with. Clever little 1-2 with Nunez. Gonzalez again. He orchestrated the eventual penalty kick. A good ball sent in, but another strong defensive possession for Santos. The shot pinballs around. Adles trying to get on the end of it. Takes a big touch towards the sideline. And then cleared away by Jose Garro. Another corner earned by Árabe Unido. And the home fans certainly appreciative of the effort over the past couple of minutes. If we have played an hour of football here at Estadio Ramel Fernandez, still 0-0 between this Panamanian and Costa Rican sides. Adles a bit shaken up after that sequence. Jose Gonzalez trotting over to take the corner. Another outswinger. Shortage of lefties on this Árabe Unido roster. Lagos with a defensive header. Barquero helps it out once more, and then helped along again by Azo Feifa, but stays in Santos territory. Gonzalez away from a couple defenders with some shifty play. Still Gonzalez looking to link up with Nunez, who is trying that clever little backheel 1-2 once again, but Santos this time read him perfectly. Cunningham finding Diego Diaz. Plenty of room on the other side. Ian Smith bringing it down, getting into an attacking position. Azo Feifa. Back to the left-hand side for Barquero. Looking in for a good ball. Lagos is there, but Miguel Lloyd is there first, and he will slow things up for the home Panamanian side. Big challenge in the middle of the park from Eder Munguio. Madrigal. Brought down nicely by Smith and along the sideline, and the race is on. Ortiz and Solorzano on the far side. Solorzano gets a little bit better of Ortiz on that occasion, and a throw-in for the visitors from Costa Rica. Lagos helping it along. Good step from Madrigal. Another good early delivery. Cunningham at the back post, but it's over his head and out of bounds. And that's really the only offense that Santos has been able to muster up throughout these first 63 minutes or so, is really just early delivery, hoping that either Cunningham or now the recently entered substitute Christian Lagos will be able to get on the end of it. And now the second substitution is going to be made for Sergio Guzman, who have won after the substitution comes onto the field. Renan Adles getting some attention from Jose Garro, who's just stretching out a cramp. And it looks like it is going to be Enrico Small for the home side to come on here. Enrico Small, the brother of Carlos Small. Adles now being taken off in a stretcher. You have to imagine that that's who the substitute is coming on for. We'll wait for the official word as to who Enrico Small is coming on for, though. And it is going to be Renan Adles who is subbed off, and Enrico Small, who does have a goal in this tournament, is going to come on and perhaps provide the breakthrough for what has been a rather lackluster performance offensively for Árabe Unido. Two very defensive-minded teams have played to a stalemate thus far. The only real chance of the game for either team thus far has been the penalty denied by Brian Morales in the 41st minute, as we will play on. One more substitution remaining for Sergio Guzman, two remaining for Johnny Chavez. Here is Santos on the move. Solorzano through for Lagos, but it's too far in front of him. And Miguel Lloyd off of his line nicely, playing that sweeper-keeper role, with Árabe Unido playing a little bit of a high line, which has been evident from the opening minutes. Lloyd sending it forward, but nobody in the neighborhood besides Cunningham. Second ball picked up by Patrick, and then sent all the way back for Rigoberto Nino. Ian Smith with essentially nowhere to go as Enrico Small puts the pressure on. As Ofefa bringing it down. Cunningham looking for the big switch. And it's just out of the reach of both Solorzano as well as the oncoming Ian Smith. Smith always looking to get involved in the attack in that fullback position, which has become more and more prominent in the modern day attacking scheme. Outside backs not only asked to be solid 1v1 defenders, but also to be extremely technical and capable of world-class delivery. Ian Smith's certainly all of those, as Nino unable to keep it in bounds, and there'll be a throw-in for Angel Patrick, who's been kept rather quiet here in the second half. Nunez clips it in. Carlos Small able to draw the foul, and this is a great opportunity for Árabe Unido to perhaps put a shot on frame. And with the minutes and the seconds dwindling away, every free kick could prove to be a decisive one in this first leg of the Scotiabank Concacaf League semifinal. Nunez on top of it, and you have to imagine that Jose Gonzalez might have a say. Geraldez in the area along with the aforementioned Gonzalez. Josiel Nunez appears to be the most ready to strike the ball. Gonzalez there perhaps for aesthetic purposes. It is Nunez, and it's blocked by Adair Munguio. Defensive warrior for Johnny Chavez, as he continues to have a stellar match, and even more so a stellar CONCACAF League. Ball pinballs around off of Cunningham as well as Nunez, and then as Ofefa curls it around for Ian Smith. Smith. Big collision in the middle of the park with Geraldez, but it's Santos who comes away with it. Cunningham, early delivery for Lagos. The big man able to bring it down. Lagos going for goal, and it's just wide of the near post. He might have had a bit more time than he thought. No deflections, says the referee, Walter Lopez, and an opportunity squandered by Lagos. But check out this ball from Cunningham. The only place where Cristian Lagos could bring it down, and just completely snatched at the opportunity. You don't really blame him, as there has been very limited chances in the attacking third for Santos this entire evening. And Lagos not able to capitalize on one of the few good looks that Santos have been able to muster up, and it remains 0-0. Cunningham and Barquero moving forward. As Ofefa just clips it over the head of Jose Gonzalez into the path of Ian Smith. Ian Smith's delivery is another good one towards the back post. Lloyd gets a fingertip to it, and if not for the fingertip, it would have been Kenny Cunningham putting in an easy goal. So credit to the 34-year-old goalkeeper, who has started every match for Árabe Unido since the 2012-2013 season. Santos starting to find a groove here in the 70th minute. But Madrigal ends that current groove as his pass goes out of bounds. Small just trying to bully his way through, trying to get it over to Enrico Small. But how about that challenge again from Eder Munguio? Just stuck out a leg backwards, hoping to deflect the ball, and he did more than that. He kept possession for his team. However, they surrender it right back. Árabe Unido moving into an attacking position. Heraldez. Couple of shimmy and shakes, but Azofeifa not budging. Cristian Lagos has a couple of runners, sends it through for Cunningham. Kenny Cunningham tries to go across, but a sliding challenge from Al Gondona, as he wasn't having any of that Kenny Cunningham service. However, it will be a corner kick to the team from Costa Rica. So the combination of Lagos, Solorzano, as well as Cunningham starting to develop a little synergy here in the remaining 20 minutes. Can they make good on this corner? Solorzano on top of it. It's an in-swinger. Lloyd off of his line. He's able to snag it out of midair. Lloyd with a booming punt the other way. Enrico Small brings it down beautifully. Daniel Ortiz overlapping is Nunez. Walter Lopez got in the way for a moment. Now it's for Jose Gonzalez. Nice little 1-2. And Madrigal with no choice but to poke it out of bounds, as Jose Gonzalez was looming in the area looking to get on the end of that give and go. And now a corner the other way for Árabe Unido. And it looks like we are going to have another substitution for Sergio Guzman. And it's going to be Alejandro Hincapié. And he is going to replace Josiel Nunez, the 24-year-old who has 2 goals on the season this far. And a good super sub opportunity for Hincapié to come on and perhaps make an impact and make history here at Estadio Ramel Fernandez. Corner kick comes in. Fumbled initially by Morales, but he's able to scoop it up. And looking to operate quickly the other way. Big ball sent ahead for Ian Smith, who's on the move. He's taken down by Angel Patrick, but the referee says it was 50-50. Patrick's pass intercepted by Cunningham. Plenty of green to gallop into for number 7. He sends it out wide. Ian Smith. Perhaps looking for Lagos with an early delivery. However, chooses Azofeifa and chooses to keep the ball. Smith dispossessed by Patrick. Last touch off of Smith. And great defending from Angel Patrick, who was a bit more involved offensively in the first half, but he's become increasingly more present on the defensive end as Santos have really put the pressure on here in the second half. Carlos Small trying to help it along. Munguio steps forward. Now Munguio joining the attack. Cunningham spinning away from Heraldez. Still Cunningham. Barquero. Early delivery. Oh, it's a great ball in, and it's off the head of Lagos. He was hoping Munguio would let it run through. And now last touch is going to be off of Hincapié. Or perhaps it's going to be off Solorzano, and it'll be a goal kick for Miguel Lloyd. And now another substitution the other way for Johnny Chavez, as it looks like it's going to be Houston Salas. We'll take a look at that recent opportunity as Lagos was waiting for it to come in, as there was a little bit of miscommunication between those two. You'll rarely see both Lagos and Munguio forward, as Munguio is rarely forward during the run of play, and more so for set pieces, and you can understand why the communication wasn't exactly at its best. And now Eder Solorzano is going to come off. Houston Salas to replace him. And a very solid shift from Eder Solorzano, but he'll have to watch the concluding 17+ minutes from the bench. And a good opportunity for Houston Salas, who also has a couple of goals to his name in this Concacaf League, will come on, and perhaps he will be able to make history here in Panama City. 16 plus minutes remaining in this first leg of the 2017 Scotiabank Concacaf League semifinal. Barquero. Houston Salas with his first touch of the match. Lagos is dispossessed. That's a good step from Jose Gonzalez, but better defending the other way from Madrigal. PSA is dispossessed and it falls to Wilmer Azofeifa. Good defensive header from Daniel Ortiz. And Capier comes away with it. Ortiz trying to direct traffic, but has no way but to reverse traffic. Crowd starting to sense that there's a limited amount of time left. Traveled about an hour from Colón, Panama to Panama City. Here to Estadio Ramel Fernandez. And each possession becoming more and more important as it looks like we are heading for a 0-0 decision in the first leg. However, still plenty of time for some late game heroics. Now a foul called against Cristian Lagos as Rigoberto Niño is selling it for everything it's worth. And it's going to be a yellow card for Cristian Lagos as well. So it would look like a pretty innocent play as Niño continues to hold on to his head. Results in a yellow card for Cristian Lagos. Kenny Cunningham having a brief word with Walter Lopez as we'll take another look. Oh, and it doesn't seem like there was much in that at all from Cristian Lagos. Might have just wrapped his hand around the back of the neck of Rigoberto Niño. Certainly doesn't deserve a yellow card, but fair play to Walter Lopez, who has called a very good game up until this point. Into the 77th minute we go. Angel Patrick with a touch to skip away from Kenny Cunningham. Cunningham starting to labor a little bit. Getting to the outside is Heraldez, but how about the defensive work from Wilmer Azofeifa? However, Santos unable to keep possession, but they are bailed out by Walter Lopez as there was a foul called. And good defensive work from Wilmer Azofeifa, and he is rewarded. Rather relaxed Árabe Unido bench. Barahona amongst those who maybe look a little bit too relaxed over on Sergio Guzman's bench, although Barahona may not exactly be pleased with the way the night went. He was subbed off at around the 38th minute. Perhaps for an injury or perhaps just for quality of play or lack thereof rather. Deep throw in here for Santos as Barquero lets it fly. Bounces once, and helping it along was Solorzano. Tripped up is Houston Salas. All the way outside for Ian Smith. Solorzano. Smith turning into space. Still Smith going for goal with the left foot, and look how far out Miguel Lloyd came to try to cut off the angle. Carlos Small looking to operate the other way in transition, but he's unable to possess the ball. We've seen that happen to him a couple times. Kenny Cunningham letting it run through. Now it's a race to the ball with Angel Patrick. Cunningham into the area. It's scrambled by Miguel Lloyd. And now he's pushing everybody forward, and a couple of big plays there from Miguel Lloyd, who was able to cut off the angle on the first shot. And then able to get to the service first from Cunningham. So a couple of big plays from the only goalkeeper that Árabe Unido has known for the past 5 years. Araldez. Hincapié. Sizing up Barquero. Comes along to Jose Gonzalez. Sprays it out wide for Ortiz. Árabe Unido being very patient with this particular possession. Looking to break down Santos by keeping the ball on the deck. Hincapié. Trying the penetrating pass, looking for Enrico Small. Last touch off of Santos. And you can see the frustration by the white jerseys as their comrade let the ball run out of bounds, and last touch was off of their own player as Gonzalez lets fly. Blocked in front, and Santos will put on the pressure to try to disrupt Unido's rhythm. It's a great challenge, and now numbers could go the other way. Houston Salas leaves it for Kenny Cunningham. Still Cunningham across for Lagos. Oh, what a kick save from Miguel Lloyd. What a moment here in the 81st minute. Miguel Lloyd coming up with a world-class save as Cristian Lagos is unable to find the back of the net. It all started with the challenge from Houston Salas, and then how about the speed from Cunningham? The ball from Cunningham is superb, and Lagos, all he has to do is tuck it into the near post, tried to go to the far, and gave Miguel Lloyd just enough time to get back and make a beautiful kick save. It remains 0-0. For a split second, you thought that Santos were going to be rewarded for their high press. And if you're Sergio Guzman, you have to be wondering what on earth was your back line doing, toying with the ball for that long. The corner comes in from Azofeifa, nodded away by Alan Gadona. Barquero. Carlos Small just lets him waltz by. Cunningham nodding it back on. Munguia is onside. It's over the top and able to make another save is Miguel Lloyd. Can anyone beat this man? Well, it's been a host of miscommunication as well as lackadaisical play from Árabe Unido, but they have been bailed out by none other than the wall from the Dominican Republic, Miguel Lloyd. Take another look. Munguia clearly onside, and Lloyd having to make another diving save. Lloyd off of his line once more. He is fouled, and the ball will come out the other way. Kenny Cunningham getting involved in a little extracurricular activity with the Unido back line, which has looked all out of sorts in the last few minutes. Santos had surely been rewarded for their efforts on the last two plays, if not for spectacular saves from Miguel Lloyd. And you can certainly put money on the fact that either one of those saves are going to be the all-state save of the game. Certainly in close contention with the penalty kick save that Brian Morales had to make before the stroke of halftime, but those two saves from Miguel Lloyd were absolutely world-class. Now Unido knocking on the door. Hincapié out wide for Angel Patrick. Patrick bending it in. Bit of an awkward defensive header there from Wilmer Azofeifa. Not exactly known for his defensive prowess, but his number was called and he answered. However, it will be a corner to Árabe Unido, who are desperately looking for a home goal and a result to take back to Costa Rica in 8 days' time. Hincapié slips on the corner. It's an awkward bounce. And it looks like it's going to be offside on Árabe Unido. And it looks like Johnny Chavez's third and final substitution is going to come onto the field. Appears to be Marvin Obando. And he is going to replace Eder Solorzano. was actually Diego Diaz who was subbed off in the last substitution made by Johnny Chavez, and now Solorzano will make his way off here in the 85th minute, but a very solid shift from number 27. And now making way for Marvin Abando, who's gotten a couple of starts in this CONCACAF League, and now gets a super sub opportunity here in the 85th.
Sustitución para el Santos de Guápiles al minuto 85. Entrando al partido con la número 17, Marvin Obando. Saliendo del partido con el número 27, Eder Solórzano.
5 minutes remaining in the 90-plus stoppage time. Will we have a winner emerge in this first leg, or will we have to settle things as far as any sort of result is concerned back in Costa Rica? Munguio has had an absolutely phenomenal game here at Estadio Romel Fernandez. Lagos trying to help it along. A bicycle kick coming the other way. Bit of a dangerous play there from Abdiel Masaya. And it is going to be a yellow card for the captain. Number of Santos players sprinting to the aid of their injured comrade, as the captain goes into the book, being shown mustard here in the 86th minute, as we now approach the 87th minute of play, and another free kick opportunity. And certainly a dangerous play there from Masayet. And Walter Lopez left with no choice but to point in the other direction. And now an opportunity for the ever dangerous Wilmer Azofeifa to whip in some quality service. Azofeifa, good ball in, but Lloyd off of his line and able to collect. And he's looking to go on the other end. Enrico Small going to be called for the foul, as he certainly gave Houston Salas a shove in the back trying to bring that ball down. But Enrico Small certainly has had his presence felt after coming on about 20 minutes ago. Santos, who were on their heels for about the first 70 to 75 minutes of this match, have really put their stamp on it. They're perhaps looking for that ever precious away goal. Salas stepping forward, but unable to win it from Heraldez. Carlos Small trying to let it run through. He's got a step on Juan Madrigal. Still Carlos Small. Great matchup on the outside. Small trying to cut back towards the middle of the park, but is dispossessed. However, Jose Gonzalez with some neat work to keep possession. Finding Carlos Small, back out wide. Daniel Ortiz. The return pass by Gonzalez. Ortiz trying to send it into the middle, but it's a good sliding challenge from Ian Smith. Last touch off of Smith, and a corner for Unido. The gravity of the moment intensifying with every tick of the clock now. Hincapié over to take the corner. Ortiz to draw a couple defenders out. Perhaps looking for the big body of Carlos Small, who's already been denied a penalty tonight. Masaya trying to help it along. Ortiz sending it back in. It's a bit of an awkward service as it hit the ground first, but Morales diving on top of it. And while Santos have been pushing forward, a 0-0 result on the road in a hostile environment here in Panama City certainly is a solid result to take back to Costa Rica. Into the 90th minute now. Both teams starting to have fatigue set in. Lagos unable to win that header, but Algandona is. Algandona with another strong step. Now here's Santos right at the last. Cunningham sends it across, another diving save. The second opportunity cleared off the line. What does Santos have to do to get a breakthrough? Not only Miguel Lloyd on the scene this time, but it's Angel Patrick who provides a save. The initial shot from Cunningham was absolutely laced. The second one out of the reach of Lloyd, but thankfully for Árabe Unido, Angel Patrick able to make the diving save. And we are now into stoppage time as Ofefa clips it in. And it just hits the crossbar, might have been poked over by Miguel Lloyd. And we'll do that once more. It'll be another corner kick for Santos. Still waiting on the official word for stoppage time here in the semifinals of this first leg of the Scotiabank Concacaf League. Another corner set in. Miguel off of his line, and he's able to claim it. And he's looking to operate quickly on the counterattack. Carlos Small. Over for Jose Gonzalez. Unido maybe with one last gasp of air here. Ortiz. Gonzalez again, momentarily dispossessed. And Ortiz unable to dispossess Ian Smith. And a throw in for Unido around midfield. Apologize, folks, still waiting on the confirmed stoppage time. But we are already into the second minute, and I can't imagine there are any more than 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time added on to the original lot of 90. Still a chance for Unido here. Maybe one more left in store for both teams. And if there is one more, Unido just squandered it as that pass goes out of bounds. Sergio Guzman animated from the touchline as he has been all night. Santos have had a number of brilliant opportunities to get the away goal and get a result on the road, but have been denied by not only Miguel Lloyd, but Angel Patrick as well. Lagos trying to help it along. And Capier has his pass cut out. Houston Salas clipping it forward. It's a good ball. Barquero trying to get there in a foot race. It's still Barquero. Barquero with some nifty footwork trying to send it across for Lagos, but it's cleared away by Ortiz and into the path of Hincapié. Hincapié sends it forward, hoping for Enrico Small, but a cool head by Juan Madrigal. Now here's Jose Garro, and he gets a nasty elbow from Enrico Small. And Small going to go into the book of Walter Lopez being shown mustard here in stoppage time for a very unnecessary elbow to Jose Garro's face. Enrico Small can't believe it, but he knows exactly what he did. We'll take another look. After the play, more than gratuitous from Enrico Small, as we are now approaching the 4th minute of stoppage time here at Estadio Ramel Fernandez. Still 0-0 between these two great teams. Both teams have had their chances, but stellar goalkeeping has been the story here tonight in Panama City. Morales sends it forward. Lagos trying to keep it, and it is a handball on the big striker. And a free kick coming the other way for Unido, but that is going to do it. 0-0 is the final score from Panama City, as nothing is able to separate these two teams at the end of 90 minutes. Both Brian Morales of Santos and Miguel Lloyd of Árabe Unido were absolutely brilliant, but we are going to head to the second leg in Costa Rica next week on Thursday to try to settle a winner. Penalty denied by Morales and superb goalkeeping from Miguel Lloyd. That's going to do it from Estadio Ramel Fernandez. I'm Tyler Terrence saying so long for now, and thanks for tuning in.